Life, Beat Depression. It's day 636, and we're back to get another fix of somatic healing sessions to wipe out depression. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here now. Anyone who's tuning in later, as you see, we've got a little bit of a change of scenery out here because outside it is cold and raining, but inside it won't stop us from training with SACKLIFE official. It's never a reason not to move forwards, right? We just got to adapt to that environment and push through what we're going through, find ways forwards, find ways to grow through what we go through. And today, even though the weather has canceled my plans for the sack yard, we've still got space, and we don't need that much space to show up for ourselves and fight it forward. So we're going to be practicing today from a tiny corner in this house, and we're going to get it done. We're going to get in the work. Shout out of gratitude to Simon Amaze for being the first one in here, and to Amy Starger, one of my very close friends, from a long time ago all the way through. A real one from day one. Amy Starger out there doing cool stuff. Check her out on her Big O live stream, where she does a ton of acoustic performances and makes some really cool content. Thank you, Amy, for being here. Appreciate you. Also, shout out of gratitude to Mad with Hats for staying consistent and showing up for yourself and for others and being here quite regularly. It is the morning for me, so good morning. If you've been following, you know I'm on kind of a crazy new sleep schedule, rotating shifts to take care of my family out here. So it is a difficult time, but we're still going forwards. We're still showing up. We're still moving ahead. So that's what it's all about. Lisa the Luminary as well, thank you for being here. We talked about our gratitude tool. Gratitude going out to you guys. Let's talk about that other mental health tool. Oh no, Amy Starger's not on Big O anymore. Oh, I'm sorry, Ames. I didn't know. Love you too out there. Check her out on Instagram. She's still on Instagram. And maybe she's got some new stuff coming up in the works. Let us know, Ames. She's super talented. And a whole bunch of stuff going on. So I'll catch you on your next, whatever it is, your next venture that you're heading for. That being said, gratitude going out to good friends. Gratitude going out to new friends, old friends, and everybody out here showing up for each other. Think about your piece of gratitude for the day, and that'll put you in that positive mindset as we move into today's lesson. Also, a very powerful mental health tool is that list tool, that progress tracking tool. If you're keeping track of the number of days that you show up for yourself and you accomplish your daily goal with consistency, with dedication, it's been 636 days of progress and success for me. Sackman, let me know how many days it's been for you. Because we are all humans out here. We're all made of the same stuff. And this number represents not what I can do only, but what we can do as individuals and together. Shout out to Ken for sharing his number. 244 days, and that's what I'm talking about. It's totally possible out here. These might look like big numbers, but really this is just a sign that you've stuck to a goal. You've stuck to dedication. It doesn't have to be a huge part of your day. It can be a 10-minute session. It can be a 1-minute session if you want, as long as you're showing up and challenging yourself to grow and improving your body and mind. In that way, we're able to prove to ourselves that we're stronger than the debilitating thoughts that depression or anxiety feed us. We know those are based on lies, and this is where we find out the truth about how strong we are to overpower those lies. So, that being said, let's get into the lesson and the next tool. 336 days for Lisa. Heck yeah. Crushing that progress and success out there, Lisa. I'm happy to see you sticking to it, getting closer and closer to a year every day. That's freaking awesome. Can't wait. Maybe we should do like some sort of 1-year thing, like a follow-up or some sort of interview or something. Let me know how you feel about it later in the DM. But that is amazing. It's amazing to see what you can do with a little dedication and consistency, and how much of an impact it can have, not just on your life, but on other people's lives. So, that being said, let's get into the lesson. This lesson today, we're going to talk about some slips, covering up, and defending. And we're also going to talk about some counters. So there's a couple different counters we can use after we slip out of a shot. Shout out to Ethan Live, another one of my old-time friends out there. Appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate that support. So we're going to be working from Muay Thai position. Nice balanced stance. Visualizing that opponent. Get it. Heck yeah. We get it every day. Every day. It's been 636 days. We're never going to stop getting it. Get it every day. All right. So back into stance. We're going to be working from Muay Thai stance. We're going to visualize that opponent. Visualize that center line coming down the center of his body. That's going to be our center line as well. We want to make sure our feet stay evenly spaced apart. Guard up high by the brow line. Dominant hand in the back, non-dominant in the front. Chin tucked. Shoulders curled, hips rolled, knees bent. And what we're going to do from here is we're going to slip. We're going to visualize that opponent, that depression dummy, throwing a big cross towards our face. And when he throws that cross, what we want to do is get to the outside of it. So if you're slipping, you want to put your body or your face or your head over here on the outside. That will leave your opponent open for attack. You'll be on that outside area where he can't throw more shots at you. And it will set us up for the counters that we're going to use. So once you visualize that opponent coming in and tossing the cross, what we want to do is cover up and brace that head with the hand. Close those fingers just like you got them in your fight stance. Bring those fingers in to brace the head. And we're just going to turn the shoulder just a little bit. Turning that shoulder in towards that opposite knee. That's going to allow us to cover up for that cross and deflect it. Now we're going to try and slip our head over to the side a little bit to get out of the way of that cross. But even if we do get hit with it, we're going to be hit on the outside, on the weak end, and we'll be able to take that impact from the shell that we've made together. And shout out to my mom. Love you, Mom. Thanks for tuning in. Carl Paradox out there. Just says, hey there, Tim's friends. Appreciate the support and the interaction. All right, let's talk about it. We're back in stance. We got our guard up high. We're going to cover up and turn our body just a little bit, getting that head off the center line and turning our body out of the way of damage. If we do take that damage, it's going to be on our shield, right, our guard. And now once we've deflected that shot, even if we can't see it, we know that the opponent is now open and exposed all on this side of their body. So what we want to do is come back with a counter. And if we were to punch straight through with a counter cross, then we're more than likely going to hit their extended arm, right? So what we've got to do is get over that arm or under that arm, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to first start with a nice over-the-top turning cross. So we're going to slip that first punch, deflect their cross, right? And then we're going to reach over the top and twist through as you turn that body, turning on the ball of the rear foot, just like we always do for all crosses. But we're going to send that one big, high and wide, and reach over the top of that extended arm and land in the face of that depression dummy with those top two knuckles, fist squeezed, thumb tucked. Remember, when you close your hand, keep that thumb out of the way of damage. We want to keep it back here underneath those top two fingers. Knuckles is what we want to make contact with at all times. Keep that wrist nice and straight. We're going to slip that first punch, slip that cross. Visualize now our opponent's open, his arms extended, so we don't want to punch straight through. We want to punch over the top and twist through, kind of winding over, boom, and coming down. You can rotate through the shoulders and hips as you go through and kind of think about that over the top motion, bam, landing right in the face, right in the nose or the eye socket or the temple. So you want to make contact with those knuckles. So that's number one. Mad with Hat says, hey there, Carol. Amy Starker said, hi, Jim's mom. Hey, thank you guys for supporting each other and chatting it up. I appreciate you out there. So we've got that slip. We've got the overhand counter cross. And then the other counter attack that we're going to use is an underhand. We're going to scoop under that guard and drive this fist up for a nice forwards uppercut, nice counter uppercut. And the way we're going to do that is still, again, rotating on that back foot. We're going to kind of get a whipping motion through there and drive that fist right under the extended arm of our opponent and right into their chin. Maybe their chin's tucked. If they've got really good form, they're defending their head, right? We just slip the punch, the chin's tucked. We're going to scoop under here on that depression dummy and come through, boom, with a whip on those two top knuckles. We'll do the whole thing again from southpaw position so we can balance out that training. We'll be slipping the cross, overhand, boom. Slip that cross, overhand, bang, counter, and then slip that cross and twist through, whoosh, for that whip. Whipping that uppercut right up underneath that guard and into the chin of that depression dummy. So two different types of counters out of the slip from a cross, right? We're visualizing them throwing one of those powerful crosses. When we switch to southpaw, we're going to visualize our opponent switching to southpaw as well. We're adapting to different stances out here and keeping it balanced. Kathy, thank you for being here. That's my Aunt Kathy. Appreciate the support from the fam out there. And yes, it is cold and rainy outside, so we've taken the show inside for today. We're going to talk about some counters. We're going to slip, counter with the overhand, cross, and then slip and whip through. Boom, for an uppercut counter that goes underneath that extended arm as well. When we do the uppercut and we do the counter overhand cross, we're doing the same motion through the hips and the shoulders We're rotating through the hips and shoulders and sending that cross right over the top. Boom. And when we rotate for the whip, for the uppercut, we're still rotating through the hips and shoulders the same. Everything here is turning in the same way, but we're going to just send that arm down, lock the elbow at 90, rotate through and fire it off from the hip. So we're scooping up, boom, firing off from the hip, and visualize that fist kind of going right through that depression dummy's face. You can blast right through him, sink on that knee a little bit. We'll give you a little more whip in there. Boom. And we want to feel it like it's all one solid motion. We're not swinging our arms or moving one piece at a time. Everything's going to work together to give us that power, to give us that torque, and allow us to be effective fighters out here, both in the ring, on the mat, in the training ground, or out here in life, being more prepared for what's coming. And that being said, that's it. We're going to cover those things in our standard rounds, 3 minutes each, 1 minute break in between to catch your breath and drink some water. So make sure you've got water out there. Make sure you're using that visualization tool to acknowledge the thing you're beating today, which is the depression dummy or the anxiety dummy, whichever thing you want to work on for you. We'll have the fighting spirit of the 80s coming through our sweet retro synth boombox out here to fuel our fight. And remember to push at your pace. It's very important that you challenge yourself to your level, and we're not competing with each other. We've got to go to our skill level, and as our skill level increases, we increase that challenge. And that way we'll be able to make progress every single day, and we'll never need a passive day off. So we can continue that training and get stronger every single day. That being said, let's get it going. It's tunes
Bluetooth
time.
pairing.
Damn, we'll go with the daily beat today because it's there already. And visualize that target. Square up with them. We'll be working those jab and cross combos in as well. In between, keep it nice and flowy. Go ahead and shift that weight from the front foot to the back foot. You can carry the rhythm with the hands. We're going to step in for a little jab cross, bread and butter. It's never a bad idea to practice those fundamentals. Step in, turn those fists over. Boom, boom, 1, 2, chin tuck, and rotate through. Keep that guard high by the brow line. Balance nice and centered, chin nice and tucked. Step in, jab, cross, and back. You can work that horizontal movement, 1 foot at a time, right? First foot moves, next foot follows in any direction that we're going. Keep that balance nice and centered. And let's go, let's work. Step in, jab, cross, boom, back to stance. Shift that body, let those knees stay bent, and make your body like a spring. Carry that rhythm through the whole body, timing it out, setting them up. Let's go, jab, cross, and back to stance, jab, cross, and back to stance, jab, cross, and back to stance. Now we're gonna visualize that opponent coming in and throwing a big cross full of lies, tossing that cross to their head. We're gonna turn that shoulder in, cover up, boom. We're deflecting that jab, we're deflecting that cross. Now we're gonna rotate through, boom, sending that fist over the top of the opponent's arm, extended arm, right after the deflection. Let's do it again. Visualize that opponent coming in and tossing the cross. We're gonna cover up, boom. Right there, we deflected. Now, boom, roll over the top and toss that big heavy hand, bam, into the face of that depression dummy. Rewind it back to stance, and let's work forward motion for the jab cross. Back to stance, cover up for the slip. We deflected that enemy's cross, roll over the top, boom, and land with those large 2 knuckles in the face of that depression dummy. Rewind, back to stance, get that rhythm back. Jab cross, back to stance, and slip the cross. Roll over the top, boom, for that counter cross. Ram right into the face of that depression dummy. Visualize knocking the lies out of his stupid face. Let's go, jab cross, back to stance, jab cross, back to stance, cover up for the slip, roll over for the counter cross, and back to stance. Let's go. Keep moving. Work the vertical movement and the horizontal movement. If you're advanced, keep that motion going. Keep those hands rolling to carry the rhythm. Step in for some jab cross. Sink on those knees and make sure you're rotating on the ball of each foot. We want to use that sweet science and keep being effective warriors out here. Step in, roll through, jab cross, Now he's coming back with a big, powerful cross. We're gonna slip it, boom, slip to the outside of that cross, roll through, boom, for that counter, reaching over the top, and back to stance. Keep it moving, jab, cross, slip, counter, and back to stance. As the end of round one. Catch your breath, drink some water, check in on you. And Joshua Jacob, thanks for the join, appreciate the support out there. Make sure you guys are drinking water, and you're breathing in the nose and out the mouth. Woo. We got 24 seconds. We're gonna pop back into Muay Thai stance. We're gonna continue with the jab and cross. This time we're gonna switch it up, and instead of tossing that overhand counter, we're gonna toss the underhand, bam, underhand counter. Shout out to Ruben, thank you for being here. And he said, love the tracks. Thanks so much, man. We're streaming on Spotify. We're on all downloadable platforms. We got music for mental health and music for training. Check us out. Give us a like. Add us to a playlist. It'll help us fight that algorithm. All right, let's get back into it. Square up with that visualized depression dummy. And let's find that rhythm in our flow. Let's go. Step in for jab cross. Square back up. Squaring the hips and shoulders with that target. Step in. Jab cross again. Jab cross again. Remember to sink on those knees and turn the fist over. Squeezing at the point of impact. Boom. Boom. Protect those investments. Exhale hard with each strike. And now we're going to start with that underhand, that counter uppercut out of the slip. So visualize that opponent coming in again. He's tossing across. We're going to slip the cross. And this time, instead of going over the top, we're going to scoop that arm under. Firing through the hip. Scoop it right under that extended arm of that depression dummy and clock him right in the face, right there. Big knuckles landing on the chin or the nose if his head is tucked. And we're back to stance. Let's make it fluid. Step in for jab cross. Keep it moving. Move. Jab cross. Jab cross. Visualize that opponent coming in. I'm going to slip the cross. And then we're going to twist through. Firing from the hip. Sending that fist right up that center line. Step in for the jab cross again. Back to stance. Let's slip the cross. Drop that fist down, locking it in at 90. Now we're breaking this down slow, but ideally you want it to be one movement. Drop that fist down, locking the elbow at 90. We're going to rotate through on the back foot, still sinking on the knees, whoosh, and send that rear hand up that center line, underneath the extended arm, bam, right into the face of that depression dummy. Back to stance, jab cross, cover up for the slip, and twist through, tossing that uppercut right through the face. Now you can visualize stopping here and stopping that fist in the face of that depression dummy, or you can blast right through, boom, follow right through, busting through the lies that depression tries to sell us. Let's go. Step into the jab cross, back to stance, cover up for the slip, and twist through as you sink and send that fist through that face of the depression dummy. Slip, counter uppercut, back to stance. Slip, counter, slip, counter, slip, counter, slip, counter. Keep twisting through it. Jab cross. Keep it moving. Chin tuck, jab cross. Forwards and backwards movement if you're advanced. Keep it going. Mix it up. Counter, slip that jab, that cross. Counter through. Boom. Rotate through. Scoop that arm under the guard and hit him right in the face. Let's go. Slip the cross. Rotate through for the counter. And back. Slip. Rotate. Balance stays centered the whole time. We're turning the body. But we're not leaning that body. Keep that torso upright. Slip. Counter with the uppercut. And that's the end of round two. Herbert, thank you for being here. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate the support. Ooh, we've got 50 seconds. We're going to hit that last session. Still working those counters. We're gonna start working from southpaw position as well here, and we'll practice those two that we practiced from orthodox. And if you haven't done a lot of southpaw training, it's gonna feel like you got a brand new body. That's how it always feels, and it shows us we've got room to grow. There's always room for more progress out here, and it's the really cool thing about the martial arts in general is that you've got unlimited room for growth, unlimited room for improvement, and you can constantly sharpen those skills and develop new ones. So for this next round, It's going to be just like the first two, but we're going to condense them into this last one. We're going to do it all from southpaw position. So now your dominant hand is going to be in front, non-dominant hand's in back. We're going to do the same thing, jab, cross, cover up from the enemy's cross, and then reach over the top. Boom. Twisting that arm. Cover up for the slip, over the top, roll through. Cover up for the slip, over the top, roll through for the counter. And back to stance. Southpaw only now. Square up those hips, square up the shoulders, and we're in it. Let's go. Jab, cross. Sink on those knees and turn through that body. Jab, cross. Sink into it. Visualize that target for more accuracy. Jab, cross. And back to stance. Jab, cross. Back to stance. Jab, cross. Back to stance. Now cover up for the slip. And we're going to come over the top. Boom. Twisting through. And slamming those top two knuckles into the face of that depression dummy. Back to stance. Square up the shoulders and hips. Step in for jab, cross. Cover up for that incoming cross. And roll over the top. Boom. Reaching over the top of that depression dummies. Extended arm. Bam. Landed in his face. And back to stance. Let's go. Jab, cross. Jab, cross. Cover up for the slip. Reach over the top. Boom. We're on that outside, right? Outside. We're visualizing that cross coming in from this angle now. We're slipping out of the way of the cross. It's deflected or missed. And he's open for attack. We're going to roll over the top. Boom. Turning that fist in to the face of the depression dummy. Back to stance. Step in for jab, cross. Slip the cross. Boom. Roll over the top. Bang. And back to stance. Slip the cross. Over the top. And back to stance. Keep it squared and centered. Centered after each combo. Slip the cross. Over the top. Back to stance. Slip the cross. Over the top. Back to stance. Slip. Over the top. And now we're going to work that uppercut from southpaw position. Jab, cross. Jab, cross again. Slip the cross. And now we're going to scoop under. Scoop under that guard and twist through on that back foot, sending that uppercut right through the face of the depression dummy. Guard stays high on the opposite side. Square it up and let's go. Jab, cross. Slip the cross. Boom. Uppercut. Bang. There it is. Drive it through the face of that dummy. Back to stance. Slip the cross. Uppercut counter time. Boom. One solid fluid motion right through. Bang. Sending that fist. Let's go. Slip the cross. Rotate through for the counter. Body weight centered. Balance. Tuck that chin. Visualize the opponent. Slip that cross. Rotate through for the counter. And back. Slip the cross. Rotate for the counter. Slip the cross. Rotate for the counter. And now we're going to do the overhand strike again. Slip. Overhand. Slip. Overhand. Keep the knees bent. Rotate on the ball of the feet. Slip. Overhand. Slip. Overhand. Slip. Uppercut. Slip. Uppercut. Boom. And that is the end of our counter 2 stance session. I hope that you found room to improve. I hope that you challenge yourself to your skill level. Ooh, it gets hot in this house pretty fast. I hope you're drinking water and staying hydrated. And I hope you're finding things to work on so you can see that there's more avenues for growth out here. Let me know what you thought of the tracks or the sessions, and if you've had you've had a good experience, feel free to share it with the world at sacklifeofficial.com in the testimonial section. They are open. Anyone can comment. There's the live testimonial section there. So no testimonials are removed. We're trying to keep it as honest as possible. So feel free to drop us a spot there and let the world know if there's something that you're benefiting from. That way we can all empower each other with tools that help us move forwards in life. Until next time, shout out to Ticket para Argentina for being here and for the support. But until next time, I will catch you guys same sack time, same sack channel, same sack life. Sack man out.